Hi there. Do you get bored having to mine for copper and gold all the time? Do you wish Bedrock had higher output farms like Java does? Well, what if I said it can? Stick around. I'll show you how. Hello everyone, my name is Light and welcome to another Minecraft Addon video. Alright folks, for today's Minecraft Addon, I have zombie reinforcements, folks. This is a mechanic that we have never had in Minecraft Bedrock before, so I am here to present it to you today. Now with that comes a warning, folks. The farms that I will be showcasing in this video today have extremely high output and will require, a machine with a bit of oomph to make sure that they run well. Otherwise, they could be extremely laggy in your realms or worlds. But as long as we take the right care to set them up, make sure we're dealing with things like the XP and all the drops, you shouldn't have any issues at all. Woohoo! Now first things first, folks, let's talk about how to get the pack and install it. I'll meet you over at the website. Alright folks, to get to my website, go ahead, open up your favorite browser, and in the address bar, we're going to type in https://lightslab, litslab.ca. And again, that is lightslab.ca because it is a Canadian website. Once you have that in the address bar like so, go ahead and press enter to head on over to the website. When it loads, it should look like this. Now, if you're on mobile, it will look a little bit different, probably a little more squished. However, once we get there, then we want to go to the menu up here, click on add-ons. That'll take you to the add-ons page, which looks like this, where you can see, the 3 I have released. The one we're looking for, of course, is zombie reinforcements. So go ahead, click on the image. That'll take us to the specific page for zombie reinforcements. While you're here, you can go ahead, read the text, get a little more information. And as an FYI, by the time you get here and you're looking at this, there will also be a video right here. It'll actually be this video, giving the people more information about the pack. But in order to download it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to click here on the download add-on button. Now, once we do this, we'll get this little window asking us if we want to save the file. So go ahead, click OK. That's going to save the file to your downloads location, whatever the default is for your browser. Now, once it is done, your browser will give you the option to view the download in the folder that it's in. So if I click this, I get an additional window here. And if I click this little guy, we can view the download inside the folder. So here's our download here. I had actually already downloaded it previously, so there it is right there as well. Now, in order to open the zip file, you guys are just going to double click that. For me, though, I have to right click, go open with, and choose Windows Explorer because I have another program that opens zip files. For you guys, though, you're just going to have to double click it. Once you do that, the inside of the pack, the inside of the zip file should look like this. This is the MC pack file. This is what we're going to use to install the pack into Minecraft. And now that we're at this point, we can actually head back into our Minecraft. I'll meet you there. Alright, with our Minecraft open, we can now go ahead and install the pack. So head back to your folder with the MC pack file, which is this guy right here. Once you're there, just double click the pack. Now if all goes well, you'll get this message saying import started. And if everything is successful, you'll see successfully imported zombie reinforcements. And there we go, folks. We have successfully installed the pack into our Minecraft. Now, in order to add it to a world, we'll go ahead, we'll click play. This is the world that we want to add it to. So go ahead, click on edit. Once you're there, come on down to your behavior packs, go into my packs, click on zombie reinforcements, and activate. You will get the message asking if you want to turn off achievements because it is a behavior pack. So as long as you don't mind doing that, go ahead and click continue. Once you do so, the pack is now added to the world, just like that. Alright folks, so now we're going to hop into the world where I'm going to show you a couple example farms. See you in a moment. Alright folks, before we get to the farms, let's talk about the stipulations and how the zombie reinforcement spawning mechanics actually work. So for the stipulations, there are 4. First things first, your game difficulty must be set to hard. The player must be at least 7 blocks away from the zombie attempting to spawn the reinforcement in order for that to work. The light level in the area where the zombie is must be less than 9. And finally, for the purposes of this pack, the zombie must be hit with a snowball, and only a snowball. will give a chance of spawning a reinforcement. So that could be thrown by the player, come from a snowman, or from a dispenser. You can decide which works best for you. Alright folks, now let's talk about how the reinforcement spawning mechanics actually work. So first things first, when the game spawns a zombie into the world, either naturally or from a spawner, the game must decide whether or not that zombie is going to be an adult or a baby. And if it's a baby, whether or not it's just going to be a normal one or a chicken jockey. Now, for the purposes of this pack, we are not concerned with zombie babies. They are no good and have no opportunity to call for reinforcements at all. So what we're concerned with, though, is the zombie adults. Now, over on Java, when the game spawns a zombie adult, it can be what's known as, just a regular zombie adult, or it could be a zombie adult leader. Now, how they work in regards to reinforcement spawning are very different. So let me go ahead, I'll bring in just a regular zombie adult, we'll explain that guy first, and then we'll take a look at the adult leader. Alright, so using this spawn egg, let's see what we get. Oh, that's a leader, we don't want that guy. There we go folks, there is a regular adult zombie. Now these guys will have the chance to call for up to 2 additional reinforcements, and that could be anywhere from 0 to 2. Once they reach their limit, they will call no further reinforcements. You can continue pelting them with snowballs, but you will not get any further reinforcements. Alright, now, as well, any reinforcements that these guys call will also only have the chance to spawn up to 2 additional reinforcements. They will act the exact same way as a regular adult zombie. Okay, now let's get this guy out of the way. Let's bring in an adult leader. There we go, folks. This here is a zombie leader. Now, for the purposes of this demonstration, I've added in the boss bar visuals so we know that we actually got a leader. Now, the way the leaders work on Java, and they actually work the exact same way in this pack, is, first of all, they are hard to come by. So you will only have a 5% chance to actually get a leader from either a natural spawn or from a spawner. However, if you get one, the leaders have the ability to call for up to 12 additional reinforcements. That is a lot of backup and will definitely boost the numbers in any farm. Now, the percentage chance will start pretty high, getting lower and lower as the reinforcements are spawned, till eventually it gets down to 0 and there'll be no further chances. So let's go ahead, let's hit this guy with a few snowballs and we'll demonstrate that. There's one already. So let's kill that guy, because we know he was the spawn. Let's hit him again. There's number 2. So again, we'll kill this guy. He was the spawn. We'll hit him again. Number 3. Number 4. Now, the first few zombies, again, have a really high chance of calling for reinforcements, but as we go, the chance gets really low. So in order to get, numbers 10, 11, and 12, you're going to have to hit this guy with a ton of snowballs. Throw a couple more, though. Let's see, it's already taken more, because now we're getting into the lower percentage numbers. There we go. Alright, so as we can see, we already got 5 additional guys just from this one zombie leader. But again, the game will only have a 5% chance to spawn these guys when it's choosing whether or not it is a leader, or when it's choosing whether or not it is a baby or an adult. Alright, so now that we got that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the farms. And here are the farms, folks. Now, don't be scared by the size. If I was building them, this is probably the size that I would make them so you can get maximum yield. And like I said at the start, if you're going to be building them this size, you're going to need a machine with a little bit of oomph to be able to handle it. However, you could build miniature versions of these and still get incredible output, way more than you would get from any standard Bedrock vanilla setup. So we'll start over here. We'll talk about how the farms work. This is actually what I would call the copper farm. Now we start back here with a zombie spawner. The zombies spawn, This thing here in the middle will split them. So some go this way, some go this way. As they come down this channel, they get pushed along by the water and slowed by the cobwebs. While that's happening, this line of snowmen here is pelting the guys, starting off the reinforcement chain, increasing our numbers. Once they get through this area, they come down into this chamber. Now this one will take them a little while to get through, you know, so this will allow your zombies to kind of build up a little bit. And as they're in here, they will get absolutely pummeled by these two chorus of snowmen. So by the time your guys get through here, if all goes well, they should have called the maximum number of reinforcements. And if not, you know, you should be pretty close. You shouldn't miss out on too many. Once they finish in there, they come down into this area, and this is where we actually do the drown conversion. So as you can see, we have water here with the cobwebs inside it, and we have water down here. This water pushes them along. This water and cobwebs slows them down and turns them into a drowned. Once they get to this point that they are already turned into a drowned, they fall down the chamber into the trident killer where they get mashed up, and then the drops get collected in this area down here. Alright, so we will take a look at these in operation in just a moment. But first, let's go over here to the gold farm. So the gold farm, folks, is pretty similar. You know, the one difference being, of course, we're going to use portals as our spawning mechanism to get the zombie pigmen. So when a pigman spawns in, it'll come in here. Again, there is a splitter here, so it'll go down either in this chamber or in this chamber. Now, when they get into here, they'll again get pounded by the chorus of snowmen, which we have all the way around. You know, by the time they get through here, they should have spawned, if all goes well, their maximum reinforcements. And then eventually they'll get here to the chamber, going down into the trident killer that it's hooked up to, where they'll get mashed up, and the drops get collected down below. Now down here for storage, I would obviously leave that up to you guys. You know, for me, this is just a standard filtered storage. And at the end here, we have this dispenser on a really fast comparator clock in an attempt to get rid of the garbage and try to keep up. Now, I'm going to warn you, you get a ton of items from this farm, and there's also going to be a ton of experience. So I would definitely recommend having an area down here where you can A, collect all the experience, and also give yourself opportunity to maybe deal with some of the additional drops that may be taking time to get collected. Because the big thing is the gold swords, right? You're going to get tons of gold swords. However, if you're not concerned with the gold swords and you don't want to smelt them or anything like that, rather than using trident killers, you could have just normal drop shoots, let them all die naturally, and deal with the nuggets and the flesh. Up to you. Alright folks, so now that I've talked about the farms and how they work, let's take a look at one of them in action. So I'm actually going to show you the zombie farm over here. So we'll go ahead, we'll turn off the light here, that should activate the spawner. And actually, sorry, I apologize, I got a couple holes right here that I was using for access points. Let's fill those in. There we go. Alright, so now we got one zombie, so let's follow this guy down the trail. Alright, so as you can see, he's already getting hit. We already do have one additional guy right there. Oh, now we got a guy going down this side too, so that's perfect. And as you can see from what I was saying earlier, that, you know, the numbers are already starting to increase, and this will really help by the time the zombies get to here. Now, you're already seeing that we have 2 zombie leaders, and that is because I cranked the percentage chance for us to get a zombie leader for the purposes of this demonstration. Otherwise, it would take a while before we got one of those guys. Alright, so here comes our first contestant. So he's going to go down through here, get shuffled through by the water, down into this area. Now watch this, guys. Look at this. All the snowmen turning their head. And he's probably getting hit by about, oh, I don't know, 15, 16 snowballs at the moment, you know? Well, we'll give a few more a chance to filter through, and you'll see what I mean by they actually start pushing each other through. So there we go. With the help of the water and their own momentum, they start coming through. And look at the snowmen, look. Well, these guys can't hit these guys, but they can see them through the tinted glass. So that's why the snowballs are going on this side. But yeah, look, they're just absolutely pelting those guys. Now, it may look like all your snowmen are targeting one guy, and for the moment they kind of are, but that's okay. Just wait till your chambers fill up a little bit, and then you'll see that your snowmen will hit multiple guys at one time. See what I mean, guys? Now that our chamber's filling up, we're starting to get more and more zombies get hit by the snowmen. Listen to this. Listen to the snowballs. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so we got contestant number 1 here coming down into the drown changer chamber. So again, as they come through, they will kind of use their own momentum and they'll push each other through this. The reason that we have so many cobwebs, you may think it's a lot. Well, it's because once we get to a certain number, this pushing can get actually quite fast. So if you didn't have enough cobwebs, they wouldn't stay in the water long enough to convert to drowned. The cobwebs wouldn't slow them down enough. That's why we have this many. Yeah, look at this, guys. Look at our numbers. Just growing and growing and growing. This is great. Absolutely great. And all this from what? 3 zombies that we started with? Fantastic. All right. So look at this, guys. We have our first guy converted to a drowned right here. We should start to see a few more conversions. There's a couple more. Okay. Now let me go down here. We'll turn on the Trident Killer. And also the Waste Killer. Let's see if we get our first contestant. Here we go. Whee! Yep, so they fall down into the Trident Killer. Again, all the drops go into here. And all the waste gets dealt with by the dropper comparator clock. Right, now, if you're going to be building this farm and using it, I would absolutely recommend having a Looting 3 sword in your hand while it's running. Because the main reason that we're doing this is for copper, right? So in order to maximize our rates, you're absolutely going to want a Looting 3 sword in your hand while the farm is running to maximize the amount of drops. All right, so now that we've had a few through, let's go down and let's see if we got an ingot yet. There we go, folks. Already, 2 copper ingots. Awesome. Let's go over here and we'll take a look at the gold farm and I'll show you how that works. So in order to turn the portal on, I'm going to flick this switch right here. As we can see, the portal goes on and off. Soon enough, we should have our zombie pigmen, which is right there. That's perfect. Let me go down here quickly, though, turn on the Trident Killer and the waste disposal. All right, and if we get back up, like I say, we can see that we have our first couple guys down in here. They're getting absolutely pelted by this chorus of snowmen, which will cause some additional reinforcements to appear. Now, these guys here, they don't work exactly the same way as zombies in regards to their pathfinding. They may take a little longer to get through this chamber because they kind of like to fight against it because of how the aggro on them works, but eventually they will make it through. Just be patient, give them time. So as they get through, you know, we're going to kind of assume that we've reached our maximum number of potential by the time we get to here. Once they do, they just fall down and they get killed by the Trident Killer. Now, I'm not going to do any rate tests at this point in time, not for the purposes of this video. This was really more just to show you, you know, how the mechanics actually worked. However, like last time, I am going to be building these farms in my Hopelessly Bedrock series, so that will be real soon. However, I would love to hear from you guys. Which one would you like me to start with? Do you want me to build this guy here? Or would you like me to build this guy here? You fellas let me know. All right, folks. Well, now that we've discussed the mechanics and you've seen the farms, hopefully you understand how that all works. Don't forget, there is the included README in the zip file that will explain the conditions for the spawning to happen. But you know, if you need any help or have any questions, need any support, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments of this video, and I will be more than willing to help anyone willing to give my add-on a try. All right. But on that note, that is all I have time for today. Once again, my name is Light, and thanks for stopping by. Bye! All right. Now let's get some of that sweet, sweet copper and gold. Copper and gold. Copper and gold.